What's up, everybody? Here is the other video I was talking about. I think maybe I'll show you Darth Vader. I got this as a Christmas gift or a birthday present. I'm not sure. Some friends of ours, some neighbors of ours, uh, bought it for me for Christmas. And I thought this was pretty cool. Thought I'd show you guys. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this figure. This is the only one I have this size. I know that they have one that's like from Disney or the newer Star Wars or whatever. I like the older Star Wars stuff, like from the 80s. I'm not too big on the even though I didn't grow up in the 80s and stuff, but I grew up in the 90s, so of course I knew a lot about what cartoons and stuff were from the 80s, and then Star Wars has been out for years. So you had Return of the Jedi, New Hope, and Empire Strikes Back, which was the Star Wars stuff that I grew up with. A lot of us grew up with, and then they came out with Star Wars Episode 1, 2, and 3. And then they just came out with all these other Star Wars stuff. But even in back then, they also had something called Ewok, which was Star Wars. It wasn't really, I guess it wasn't really that good or something. I'm not too sure. I never seen the Ewok movies, but I have seen the Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, New Hope, and Return of the Jedi, which those were my favorite ones growing up as a kid. Of course, in all the 90s figures that came out where they made them like more muscular and stuff. But here's the Darth Vader here. He was he's pretty cool. I'd like to collect the doll figure size ones, like the GI Joe size figure ones, but I don't even think I have any of those. But I have this one here. I do have some other Star Wars stuff, but I don't really have much Star Wars. But here's Vader, and then here I got the Superman. I think this is from Dawn of Justice, Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice. They came out with this one, Man of Steel, and I got this at Walmart back in the day when they barely came out with these guys. I said, "Oh, that's pretty cool," and I grabbed it for like $20. I think I grabbed Batman first, then I grabbed Superman when I got paid again. But yeah, this is pretty cool. And then here is the Ben Affleck Batman. I don't have Wonder Woman, but I have this guy here. Looks like he's got a mole there, but it's not. It's some paint. I'm gonna have to try to remove that without removing the skin paint off, because then his face would probably just turn all black. But yeah, He's a pretty bulky dude for playing Batman, which is pretty cool. The only thing is the ears. The ears could have been a little longer on the mask. I say for some reason I like the ears a little longer because it actually makes it look like Batman. But anyways, here's this one, the Batman, and then I have another Batman here. This one's my favorite one. I've always liked this suit of Batman, the all black. He looks like a '90s Batman from the movie, or was it '90s or '80s? I think one was '80s, one was '90s, and then I think they came out with like the later '90s ones, which was Val Kilmer, or whatever his name was. Dude passed away that played in Willow, Val Kilmer, and then the guy that played Robin. And then they came out with Batman and Robin, which was George Clooney. I can't remember the guy that played Robin, but I think it was the same guy that played him in the second movie. And they also had Batgirl fourth Batman movie. They had Poison Ivy and Mr. Freeze, which was Arnold Schwarzenegger, and yeah, and then they had Bane. Bane looked pretty cool. Now I could say that guy's Bane. The guy that played Bane in the Dark Knight movie, he didn't look nothing like Bane. He looked like a terrorist wearing a mask. If anything, I mean, it's just horrible. A horrible look for Bane. Because I remember seeing him as a big old buff dude, all with veins all over him, and looking like a kind of like a lucha libre wrestler, which I think he is. But yeah, that's the Bane I remember growing up with. But anyways, here's this Batman. Thought I'd show you these guys just to make a video about on them, because I wanted to make a bunch of videos of my collection, of course, and then make videos on doing like toy hunting and stuff like that. And oh yeah, there's another one I got. I forgot about this one. I got this Batman here for Christmas. When I was in Colorado. I'm sure you guys saw in one of the videos if you watched it. The second part, the second video in Colorado. It was at a place called the North Pole, and they had nutcrackers there, and they had Batman. They had a Batman nutcracker. I was like, what? That's crazy. They had some Star Wars, and I think some other characters, but when I saw this, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So my sister-in-law, my wife's sister-in-law, my wife's sister, she got it for me for Christmas. I was like, oh man, that's pretty cool. Uh, I wouldn't want to use it for cracking open nuts or anything because it's plastic. It's plastic in this upper part. It's all plastic up here, but the bottom of it, as you can see right here where it connects, all the up top parts are plastic. This is all made out of wood underneath it. I thought that's pretty cool. So, yeah, I that was awesome. Thank you again. So I really like this Nutcracker thing, and if I come across any more of them, I might pick up more. Too bad they don't have one of Skeletor and He-Man, or Lino and Mumra, or something like that. 'Cause those are also my favorites. But this is cool, really cool. Set this out for Christmas time. uh, well, that's this video for now. I will be doing another video on the GI Joes, the 12-inch ones here soon, and then also be doing a video on my carded figures, because I've said that over the time of doing these videos that I would show you guys those videos. But yeah, peace out.